Gas prices on the move again.
Unfortunately, as a consumer, it's out of our hands, right? But it is getting out of control.
We'll tell you when and by how much. Ottawa responds to a local request to get on the Gordie Howe Bridge before it opens to traffic. And calling all environmentalists.
Oh, butterfly! A butterfly!
Ojibwe needs a few friends to help count butterflies.
CTV News with Stephanie Mazzotti.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on TV and radio. Stephanie is off tonight. I'm Michelle Maluske. Gas prices are once again expected to go up overnight. This a result of escalating tensions thousands of miles away in the Middle East, which are sending shockwaves through global oil markets. Joining me now with our top story is our Bob Belichico. Bob.
Well, Michelle, gas guru Dan McTagg says that Wall Street has been playing a game since early spring and that game has now come to a tipping point. Now, the world, he says, has been drawing oil from limited emergency supplies and that a correction is on the horizon.
Unfortunately, as a consumer, it's out of our hands, right? But it is getting out of control.
Gas expert Dan McTagg predicts a 5-cent increase in gas prices overnight and diesel up 13 cents Friday. He says he hopes to see a drop of a cent as early as Saturday.
It was $1.20 per liter back in January, and we're at $1.63 today. So I don't know how much longer we can go on like this, but there has to be a resolution at some point.
Local developer Andrew Lennon has a fleet of 5 trucks he fills twice a week.
It's definitely affecting us. You know, you can't charge your customers for travel costs, so it is what it is, though. We got to keep moving.
McTagg says Wall Street is manipulating the price of oil.
Rather than raising prices because you won't be able to meet all that demand, you actually drop prices. It's insane and it's wrong, but it's being highly manipulated.
He says the lowering of oil prices heightens demand, which in turn creates a supply crunch. McTagg says in the U.S., the petroleum reserve can't go under 300 million barrels of oil without creating operational problems. It's currently at 319.
If you have that much of a deficit, it means that to catch up, we literally have to have the world economy shut down and do nothing for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that's not likely to happen.
He points out that the current supply crisis sees a shortage of 1.3 to 1.5 billion barrels of oil. He says the world uses about 100 million barrels a day.
You need to have 40 or 50 vessels go through the Strait of Hormuz with 1.5 million, 2 million barrels of oil and other refined products. We're lucky if we can get 2 or 3 now. And after today and the events of the past 24 hours, perhaps as little as none.
McTagg feels the Trump administration not only has to deal with war, but also the current short selling of oil.
That's likely to snap back and hit all of us. It may be short-term gain, because the prices aren't going up as much as they should. They're being prevented, but it means long-term pain. To get over this is going to take months, if not years, not just a couple of days.
Now, McTagg says that the scheming needs to stop and anticipates high prices to continue into the new year. He also wonders how all of this will affect inflation, consumer spending power, and interest rates. Michelle?
All right, thanks so much for this. Bob Belichico reporting tonight with our top story, which is also our question of the day. Do you make an effort to buy gas before it goes up? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you think Canada should open its half of the Gordie Howe Bridge for public tours. Almost 1,100 people responded. 97% say yes. Police in Chatham-Kent are now investigating a fatal motorcycle crash that happened Wednesday afternoon. Around 1 o'clock, police say 2 vehicles traveling in opposite directions collided at Shad Road and 9th Line in North Buxton. Police say the 31-year-old man on the motorcycle suffered fatal injuries. Anyone with information or anyone who may have witnessed the collision is asked to call Chatham-Kent Police or Chatham-Kent Crime Stoppers. Meantime, Windsor police have laid 17 charges following 2 child grooming investigations involving alleged human trafficking. Investigators say a young girl was groomed after meeting a suspect using the name Jack on Snapchat. Police allege she was given alcohol, food, and marijuana in exchange for sexual acts. 26-year-old Hariom Yadav was arrested in April. During the investigation, a second victim came forward, leading to the arrest of 27-year-old Simranjeet Singh, who allegedly used the alias Sam on Snapchat. 2 other suspects remain outstanding tonight. Investigators believe there may also be additional victims. Another community alert has been issued after a spike in opioid overdoses across Windsor, Essex. The Windsor Essex County Health Unit says 29 opioid overdoses were reported between June 28th and July 4th. 19 of them involved fentanyl. This is the second alert issued in less than a week. Health officials and community partners continue to monitor the increase after 6 suspected drug-related deaths and 18 overdoses were reported the previous week. Every 9 minutes, a Canadian will experience a cardiac arrest. Now, the town of Lakeshore is making it easier for community groups to have defibrillators. The municipality has launched a new AED subsidy program. They will cover up to 75% of the cost for eligible nonprofit organizations or service clubs. To qualify, the defibrillator must be installed in a location that's accessible to the public 24 hours a day. Fire Chief Jason Sushu says the goal is to improve access to AEDs, which can boost survival rates to more than 70% when used within the first few minutes of a cardiac arrest. $10,000 is available for the program this year. And another blistering, hot, sunny day gave way to late afternoon clouds. Joining me now with our first look at the weather is meteorologist Gary Archibald. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michelle. You're right about that. Late in the day, things broke down. Beautiful start. Now we're looking at intermittent showers. Parts of southern Ontario getting hit hard. Eastern shores of Lake Huron got the worst of it. Some really significant thunderstorm cells moving through the region. We saw some significant gusty winds. I saw a lot of garbage bins being thrown about and some moderate rainfall at around 3 towards 4 o'clock, and intermittently now through to about 9 tonight will be the story. I'll break down the warm weather forecast. It'll still be warm tomorrow and some more rain on the way. That's just ahead. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Don't be alarmed if you notice bright green water in parts of Windsor over the next few days. NWIN says it's a food-grade, biodegradable green dye that's being used to test the pressure of a new water main near Langlois Avenue and Graham Maris Road East. The dye may temporarily show up in nearby storm drains as crews drain the test water. Officials stress the water being tested is not connected to the city's drinking water supply. The pressure testing is part of a multi-year $55 million feeder main project designed to support future growth and ensure a safe and reliable water system. Turning to politics now, it's been more than 1,000 days since the RCMP first started to look into the Greenbelt scandal, the milestone marked in Queen's Park. With the story, here's CTV's Siobhan Morris.
We couldn't really fit 1,000 candles.
1,000 to mark the number of days so far in an RCMP investigation into the Greenbelt. The probe launched in October 2023, looking into whether developers may have been tipped off. Land was about to be taken out of the protected zone.
Ontarians have been waiting for the results of this investigation because they need to know what happened. They need to know if they can trust Doug Ford.
The Premier apologized and returned land to the Greenbelt, but only after months of public pressure, 2 damning reports from Queen's Park watchdogs, and the departure of 2 cabinet ministers and 2 staffers. The government has said they're cooperating with the Mounties.
Every agency that's ever asked, it's all been transparent. We've given them everything they need.
Today, the RCMP says their sensitive and international investigations unit is still conducting an investigation. A spokesperson adds they won't be sharing more information so as not to compromise that work. That clampdown makes sense to this former Toronto police detective.
This investigation could have potentially dramatic impact on the government and on the people of the province of Ontario. So it's incumbent on the RCMP to make sure they get it right the first time.
Mendelson explains this investigation is complicated, multi-layered, with people inside and outside Queen's Park to look at.
You have government-issued cell phones, you have privately used cell phones, all of these things in terms of extracting information from them take time because not everybody's giving them up voluntarily.
The Premier has tried to push past the scandal and refocus on the economy.
That's something that happened years ago that doesn't even show up on our radar on polling.
His track record since then shows that he has learned nothing at all.
with opposition parties drawing connections between the Greenbelt and the Skills Development Fund, Science Centre shut down, and push to expand Toronto's Island Airport.
It's all the usual suspects. They know the government. They're friends of the government. They donate to the PC party.
An Integrity Commissioner's report on distribution of Skills Development Fund cash is expected in the coming months. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Still no word on when the Gordie Howe International Bridge will open, but the issue remains a hot-button topic on the political circuit. The U.S. Ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, is sparking debate, calling it, quote, a myth that Canada paid for the multi-billion-dollar crossing. While Canada did front the cost of the construction, the plan has always been to recover that money through future toll revenue. Hoekstra argues those tolls could come at the expense of the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel and Ambassador Bridge. Following those comments, he explained his thinking.
The expectation is that over the years, as the bridge generates revenues and those kinds of things, the bridge will be paid back. So the bridge will actually be paid for by the folks who are using the bridge. It will not be paid for by the Canadian government. So no, Canada put the money up front, but at the end of the day, the expectation is that there will be a use tax that will pay for the bridge.
Meanwhile, Ottawa is dismissing the idea of tours of the Gordie Howe International Bridge. We told you that yesterday, former Windsor West MP Brian Massey asked for tours of the completed Canadian side, while the community waits for the bridge to open to traffic. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority deferred the question to the Ministry of Housing, Infrastructure and Communities Canada. A spokesperson there wrote to CTV News today that the bridge operates with multiple border agencies in, quote, a highly controlled environment that would not permit random access to the infrastructure. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority also did not provide a new date or scheduling timeline for when the bridge might open. They stand by their June 11th statement that Canada and the United States must, quote, resolve outstanding issues before the Gordie Howe Bridge can open to traffic. In Amherstburg, saving the last remnants of the Boblo Island amusement park is up for debate tonight. Amoco is currently developing the land for residential homes. Now, Amherstburg administration is recommending the town protect the dance hall, roller rink, and northern bathrooms by giving them a heritage designation. Amoco's development agreement includes a conservation plan for the three structures. But the town wants to have the legal authority to permanently prevent demolition in the future. The committee meeting is now underway. We will bring you the decision tonight on CTV News at 11. Meantime, a long-term care home also in Amherstburg wants to add some color to its building. Richmond Terrace on Rankin Avenue has applied for permission to paint a large mural on its exterior wall. The home is located in the town's Heritage Conservation District. Therefore, the proposal has to be reviewed by the Heritage Committee. Deputy Mayor Chris Gibb believes the nursing home is considered a non-contributing property, so a mural may be allowed. The artwork, called Journey of Life, symbolizes the passing of time and connection between generations. If approved, the project will be funded by Richmond Terrace.
I think it tells a story about the building, and they're just popping up everywhere, and it just adds to the vibrancy of the town, and it just is something beautiful for everyone to look at.
This weekend, nature lovers are invited to help count butterflies while celebrating a milestone for one of Windsor's longest-running environmental organizations. Friends of Ojibwe Prairie is marking their 35th anniversary on Saturday. CTV's Chris Campbell has a preview, and he joins me now with the story. Chris.
Yes, Michelle, butterflies may be beautiful to watch, but they're also a key sign of a healthy ecosystem. This Saturday, volunteers of all ages are invited to help count them. But there's more than just butterfly spottings. A free Windsor Symphony Orchestra concert and a guided walk through one of Canada's rarest ecosystems.
It's a familiar sight around the Ojibwe Prairie complex for brothers Joe and Zach Abduel. They live nearby and say spotting butterflies has become one of their favorite summertime activities.
One day we saw a monarch at our house, and we raised caterpillars, 2 cocoons, then monarch butterflies. And then one came back to visit us.
This Saturday, they're among those invited to take part in the annual Windsor Butterfly Count, a citizen science event that's also helping Friends of Ojibwe Prairie celebrate its 35th anniversary. Volunteers of all ages will spread out across the Ojibwe Prairie complex, identifying and counting butterflies before sharing the data with the North American Butterfly Association.
It provides a citizen science opportunity. So we count numbers of species, we provide numbers for the North American Butterfly Association, and it provides that opportunity to keep track year after year of how we're doing, both for biodiversity and the count of butterflies we find here within our beautiful Ojibwe Prairie complex.
Last year's count recorded 825 butterflies representing 35 different species. Mike Fisher says every year's results help paint a clearer picture of the health of one of Canada's most biologically diverse urban natural areas.
I think a big high last year was we had the highest number of monarch butterflies we've seen. I think we had 18, which was very high for recent years. So an opportunity to find a great diversity from monarchs to viceroys to giant swallowtails to skippers, and an opportunity for the community to get involved and be part of an important way of quantifying what we have here at Ojibwe.
The butterfly count begins Saturday morning at 8:30.
I think it gives us good luck.
The celebration continues with a free Windsor Symphony Orchestra concert at 1 p.m., followed by a guided nature walk through the prairie.
Organizers say whether you're an experienced naturalist or simply curious about the outdoors, everyone is welcome to take part. Michelle?
All right, thanks so much for this, Chris Campbell reporting for us tonight in the newsroom. U.S. strikes on Iran are raising fears of a wider conflict. The latest developments still ahead on Windsor's News Leader. A financial boost for Royal Canadian Legion branches. Later, how the province is freeing up money to support veterans and their families. And tomorrow, rice is a kitchen staple, but a new investigation is raising concerns about arsenic levels in some products. What you need to know before you buy, that story is tomorrow at 6. The Middle East ceasefire deal is at risk as Iran and the U.S. launch more attacks and exchange fire. CTV's Joy Malbin now on this second day of a new phase of fighting.
U.S. CENTCOM says it struck about 90 targets, hitting Iran's air defense systems, missile launchers, drone storage sites, hammering away at military infrastructure along the coastline, aimed at stopping Iran's attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz, a violation, the president says, of the ceasefire.
We just hit them very hard, and I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20.
Iran retaliating, releasing video it says are missiles aimed at U.S. military bases in the Gulf. Sirens blaring in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. U.S. Gulf allies being drawn back into this conflict. Jordan says it shot down missiles launched from Iran. Clearly losing patience, Donald Trump on Air Force One.
They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
Canada calling Iran's attacks on civilian shipping unjustified.
The Iranian steps that it continues to take to, it appears, maintain control of the Strait of Hormuz are unacceptable.
As massive crowds continue to mourn Iran's slain supreme leader, many making their feelings known. So will U.S. bombs bring Iran back to the negotiating table?
We're now focused on reopening something that was open. So what this war has produced is an emboldened, risk-ready Iran, which may well overplay its hand.
It's uncertain where things stand. Negotiations for a final deal dealing with thorny nuclear issues were supposed to start today. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
The Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia discussing opportunities to boost trade and investment. Multiple agreements, but the issue of human rights came up again and again. CTV's Graham Richardson is in Jeddah.
A first in decades, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney meets with Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman.
His Highness the Special
This short trip was about connections, trade, and the similarities between two very different countries.
Canadian and Saudi businesses have signed 13 new commercial agreements across education, critical minerals and mining, energy, infrastructure, security, artificial intelligence.
In French, Carney said he raised human rights with the Crown Prince, but called it a private conversation. And he made clear this is the way he will be managing these kinds of relationships around the world.
I do see that lecturing countries from afar is an ineffective strategy. It's satisfying, but it's ineffective.
Earlier in the day, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand said she did raise human rights with her counterpart.
I always raise Canadian values. That's what my role is. That's what our role is as a government.
Carney also addressed the unusual gift of the gun all leaders received at NATO. The engraved revolver came with live ammunition, a gift from the Turkish president.
I would like to reassure Canadians they keep guns away from me. So I never saw it. It's with the RCMP. It's been decommissioned because it's not a legal firearm in Canada. And I certainly don't have a license for it.
When asked directly about conversations at NATO with Donald Trump about the United States and trade, Carney gave unusually short and curt answers, shutting it down right away. Of the still closed Gordie Howe Bridge, he said Canada was only willing to clarify current arrangements. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
A parasite often linked to certain fruits and vegetables has led to an outbreak in Michigan. 1,200 people are sick, but so far, public health officials say it has not come to Canada. CTV's Adrian Goldbrill has the story.
From lettuce to berries, some of these healthy staples found in Canadian kitchens are believed to be carrying a problematic parasite in the United States, where more than 1,000 people have fallen ill and dozens sent to hospital.
This is a parasite that's often transmitted through human feces.
It's called Cyclospora. The microscopic bug can't be seen by the human eye. In some cases, the parasite can be found in lettuce, cilantro, basil, green onions, raspberries, and snow peas, just to name a few. Contaminated water used on crops has previously been linked to Cyclospora. Unlike typical food poisoning, cyclosporiasis symptoms can lead to prolonged stomach issues, relapses, and an illness can also last a month or even longer.
The symptoms include watery diarrhea and explosive diarrhea.
As of this week, Ohio had 177 confirmed cases. Just across state lines, Michigan is reporting more than 1,200 cases. Michigan typically records just about 50 cases a year. The Center for Disease Control says it's monitoring roughly 150 additional patients across 17 U.S. states. The specific source of the outbreak has yet to be identified. An email to CTV News states the Public Health Agency of Canada is not currently investigating any Cyclospora outbreaks in the country. Though with imported fruits and produce regularly crossing the border, the country could face a similar outbreak.
It becomes a race to try and find the actual source of contaminated food.
An additional challenge: once the parasite has latched on to a fruit or vegetable, it can't simply be washed away.
While there's no current outbreak here in Canada, summer travel season is in full swing, and doctors are warning those heading south of the border to try and avoid eating fruits and vegetables from South and Central America, the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Adrian Goldbrill, CTV News, Toronto.
WestJet's flight attendants are in the middle of voting on a strike mandate. Talks between CUPE, the union representing flight attendants, and the airline have been ongoing for 10 months. The main sticking point is how cabin crew are paid. They say they work 35 hours of unpaid duty every month. CUPE says if they vote in favor of a strike mandate, it would give them more power at the bargaining table. The earliest they would be able to go on strike is August 2nd. However, negotiations are continuing. Another scam you need to be aware of: fake AI-generated articles about flight delays. It's another example of clickbait, and it's prompting a warning from Toronto's Pearson International Airport. CTV's Abigail Beeman is looking into how travelers can avoid being scammed.
Canadian air travel gridlock. Flight disruptions hit major domestic carriers, unsettling peak summer plans. Inflamed headlines on a number of websites. The problem is, airports say they're not accurate.
What we're worried about is that passengers are going to see this information and that it will ultimately impact their decisions, like arriving at the airport earlier than they need to.
Toronto's Pearson Airport is warning passengers about a spike in AI-generated, bot-powered articles naming 5 sites.
Some of these authors, quote unquote, are writing up to 100 different articles a day, and not only about Toronto Pearson, but airports across North America.
This article says there are 26 suspended and 162 delayed flights without a clear timeline. A CTV News analysis of Pearson's departure information Thursday showed only 6 cancelled and 21 delayed. While today's headline of Montreal Trudeau chaos, 11 flights cancelled, 87 delayed, also makes the timing muddy, while the airport's own site shows 12 cancellations and 4 delays Thursday afternoon.
It's incredibly problematic because artificial intelligence is allowing bad actors to do this at scale.
Airports and experts stress the best thing travelers can do is rely on trusted and direct sources. Airlines will contact you in case of a delay. And if you are delayed,
keep your own information, take screenshots, take a picture of the display of the departures or whatever with the times and the blinking light that says, en retard or whatever. Keep track of that yourself if you can, rather than relying on AI after the fact.
This is what we call a new vector of cyber insecurity.
This tech expert says this type of scam is being seen across all sectors.
At best, they are using this to generate clickbait traffic to generate revenue, and this is how they make money. At worst, they're tricking, travelers into sharing personal information.
CTV News reached out to all 5 sites on Pearson's list. None of them got back to us by deadline. Pearson hasn't had any more luck getting a hold of them. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Stock markets rose today as easing oil prices brought more calm to financial markets. In Toronto, the TSX gained 265 points, and in New York, the Dow added 139, the Nasdaq up 336. The Canadian dollar added a modest 0.03 cents, and on commodity markets, gold gained more than $58 an ounce. Oil lost $1.44 a barrel. A breakthrough treatment offers new hope for people with a rare blood disorder, but a multi-million-dollar price tag is delaying access. We'll explain coming up.
Let's take a look at some more recent storm damage here. Thank you very much, Cindy Lebrec, for sending in this image. We will talk storminess potentially for tonight and tomorrow, and where things are headed for the weekend. You might like the weekend, perhaps not so much tomorrow. Coming up on CTV News Windsor.
From moment to moment, things change. CTVNewsWindsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are, the moment it happens. CTVNewsWindsor.ca.
The heat is certainly on in Windsor, Essex. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now to tell us how much longer we're going to have to deal with it. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michelle. It's interesting because it started off quite warm and sunny and beautiful blue sky at around 9-10 a.m. And then we got into some storms as forecast closer to 3 to 4 p.m. More on that in just a moment. So it's warm. We are still above seasonal today in terms of the daytime high, 30 degrees, just slightly above that mark. Average high is essentially 28, so a couple of degrees above seasonal there, and about 2, almost 3 degrees above seasonal in terms of the low. The air quality hasn't been great of late. It's not horrible, but it has been better. The temperatures have certainly fallen off. Once a cold front moves in, it introduces a cooler air mass. We reached that high just before it did. Now temperatures down about 25 in Windsor, closer to 30, dropping down to 28 as this cold front marches from west to east. It is not as humid now in Windsor. It's still more humid in Chatham-Kent, between 33 and 34 in Windsor, feeling like about 36 to 38 in Chatham-Kent. And in terms of temperatures, we are seasonal across the board, especially in the prairies. Mid to upper 20s. We are mid to upper 20s, low 30s. Showers along this front. The secondary wave is putting down significant rainfall in and around the Bruce Peninsula. We've seen scattered showers this afternoon. There will be secondary showers and tertiary, right? Second and third waves between now and midnight. The probability stat does diminish, though, after the first initial wave we were dealt this afternoon. Rainfall tallies more significant along the north shores of Lake Erie. So for our friends in Colchester and obviously Amherstburg, Kingsville, Leamington, Pelee Island, more rain for you possibly tonight through the early morning. Tomorrow, showers anticipated, and thunderstorm activity, by the way, is still a possibility for tomorrow afternoon. Take a look at our Enercare Siles 7-day forecast. 28 tomorrow afternoon, showers on a cloudy day, about a 40% chance. Feels like 36. Cloudy on Saturday, 29. So, Michelle, it stays warm. Sunny on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 29, 31, 33, and then 32 and 30, fair and sunny. 5 straight days, Sunday through to Thursday, of some great weather. That's a look at your long-range forecast. Michelle?
New research on a rare blood disorder suggests it affects certain ethnic groups more than others. With more on the data and the potential serious health impacts, here's CTV's Pauline Chan.
My mom had already had a child in Sicily who had passed away from thalassemia.
So when John Principato, on the right, and his brother Sandro were born, their symptoms were immediately recognized. Thalassemia, a genetic blood disorder that causes extremely low hemoglobin. A person with one copy of the faulty gene may have mild symptoms or none, but inheriting a copy of the gene from each parent leads to low hemoglobin in the red blood cells.
Red blood cells we need to be alive. They carry around the oxygen and help our organs to grow and thrive and function.
Thalassemia major, the more serious form, requires frequent blood transfusions, something John says was made easier by having his brother beside him as they went through treatments. And iron chelation, a process to remove excess iron from the blood. Some patients use a pump several times a week. John has an automatic pump. While there have been gradual improvements in blood transfusions and chelation therapy, a big step for thalassemia patients was the recent Health Canada approval of a gene therapy called Casgevy. But the funding for the therapy, which costs more than $2.8 million, is still being negotiated by the provinces. Thalassemia is especially prominent in people of certain ethnic backgrounds: Italian, Greek, and those from the Mediterranean, North African like Egypt, the Middle East like Saudi Arabia, South Asia like India and Pakistan, China, and Southeast Asia like Vietnam and the Philippines.
With more immigration coming from areas of the world where thalassemia is common, it is becoming more common in Canada.
John and the Thalassemia Foundation say it's important for more people to get tested to find out if they are carriers, especially if they're planning a family.
It's not well known, although there's many cultures that it affects. And so getting the word out there that thalassemia is something that you need to think about.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Coming up on What's Up YKG, this is the Summer for Summer series, Johnny.
There's so many summer series, I'm losing track, but this one at Reno Park this weekend sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll have all the details. Stay tuned.
The Canadian Baseball League is holding its All-Star Weekend in a couple of days, and this year, Chatham is excited to be the host for the two-day festival. It's going to feature street party, music, events, and of course, all centered around the best baseball players in the league competing. CTV's Brent Lale reports.
When he brought an Inter-County Baseball League franchise to Chatham, Dom Donnell told the league, "Give me 2 years and I'll show you how much this community loves the game."
Think about Fergie Jenkins, Bill Atkinson, Doug Melvin. Before that, the 1934 Chatham Colored All-Star. So it's a baseball community. Everybody breathes baseball, whether you're 50 years old or 12 years old.
Prior to this season, the owners unanimously agreed to grant the Barnstormers All-Star Weekend. The league will close off Tweedsmuir Ave, and setup is underway for a two-day festival featuring music and games all centered around the best players in the Canadian Baseball League.
A section here that's going to be with the bands. We're going to have blow-ups for kids. We're going to have like beer, food trucks. This is all free. We have six bands lined up. The headliner is Adam Rodway from Toronto. You only need me when it's sundown. We got home run contest Saturday night with a skills competition, kind of what they do in the Asia, you know, with the bunting and stuff. And then we have free fireworks.
There is also a celebrity meet and greet Saturday featuring former NHL player Todd Warner and Chatham ex-big leaguer Bill Atkinson. And the hosts will be well represented this weekend. The Barnstormers are sending 7 players to the Midsummer Classic.
It's going to be a really exciting weekend for everyone in Chatham, and especially the baseball community here. It's big. We're a new team in the league, so it's going to be really exciting to have this event here.
Very perfect mix because while the entertainment is going on the street, we're going to have some baseball on the field so people can go in and out and have fun. There's going to be some refreshments too, so it's a nice day today. It's going to be a nice day on Saturday and Sunday too.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Meantime, Riverside Minor Baseball is hosting a car show this weekend. They say your attendance will help boost an important program. The car show will be held Saturday from 10 until 2 around the grounds of the baseball center. Riverside Baseball says the Corvette Club is expected to bring 20 different models. Other classics will be parked in and around the various diamonds, including the old site of Concord School. The club is raising money for the Miracle League, which has about 100 participants, but also has a waiting list they'd like to clear.
We have a waiting list of people that want to join in the fall. We have a season in the spring, and we have a season in the fall. So we're going to expand the program in the fall to include more teams. So we're going to have to add another hour and a half to the program in the fall.
And turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station A89X and our own Melanie Kentner. Melanie, you're going to tell us about a new summer event called Experience Windsor.
Yeah, we have another fun summer series to talk about. Johnny, I know you're a fan of the Riverfront.
Huge fan, love Coventry Gardens, love Rion Park. We've got Michael here to tell us about the Riverfront Summer Series.
So Experience Windsor is happening all summer. There are free skates, there's free swims, neighborhood parties, and every ward, and of course, our Riverfront Summer Series starting this Saturday.
And what's the theme for this particular event?
So it's a retro, it's a riverfront rewind, and takes us back to all the great decades that we've spent here in the city of Windsor. And we're going to celebrate things and get a little nostalgic along with some great entertainment.
Yeah, speaking of nostalgia, I think as far as like vintage stuff, would my 2014 Equinox fit in, or is that not quite?
I'm not sure those are the vintage cars we're looking for, but I appreciate your Equinox. I have one too. Yeah. No, we're looking at some nostalgic lawn games. We're setting up a family area where the family can get together and play games, and we're going to have some photo ops that'll be really cool as well, the vintage cars, and we'll just remember what the summers were like in Windsor.
And tell us a bit more about the entertainment. I hear there's some cool bands coming too.
There's some great bands. I mean, we're going to kick things off at 4:30 with Big Louie and the band, and then we're going to move to DJ Kim Owens. A lot of people from Windsor will remember Kim Owens. And then we've got the quintet from the Windsor Symphony Orchestra playing at the other end of the park. And we will then have at 8 o'clock our headliner, the Legends of Motown, and they're going to be amazing.
Love it. Yeah, I live pretty close by, so we'll definitely be here. It's free to get in, right?
It's free to get in. We hope that the people that live close by will all walk down. And, parking can be at a premium for a big event. So please know that we do have shuttles running. They start at 3:50 and they leave from the WFCU Center.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for all that information. Sounds like an amazing event. Now, Johnny, we do have a couple other things to talk about, including some art-themed things.
Yeah, Amherstburg Art Crawl on Saturday and Sunday going on.
Perfect. And there's a couple shows at the casino.
So once again, I go to my old standby of mansplaining.
Yeah, Seth Meyers Saturday. And then Lord Huron on Sunday.
Awesome. And something for the kids as well.
Yeah, if you want to meet the folks from Paw Patrol, they're going to be at Devonshire Mall.
Ace is on the case. Thanks. And that's What's Up, Waikiki.
And it's almost time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein tonight. Kate, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, Michelle, have you ever wondered what it'd be like to live out your childhood dream of driving a Lego car?
Definitely.
Yeah, check in after the break to check it out.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee John Fogerty is set to rock the Coliseum stage on the Legacy Tour August 20th. Enter at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see John Fogerty at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Bring your furry friends for a day filled with fun, excitement, and everything dog-related. There's something for everyone at Dog Days of Summer at downtown Windsor's Farmers Market. See you next time on Our Community.
And so Kate joins me now, and we're talking about Royal Canadian Legion branches right here in Windsor, Essex, getting a financial boost from the province. Kate.
Yes, that's right. So Ontario will now provide full rebates on liquor sales license fees for eligible Legion branches. The program is retroactive to April 1st. Across the province, nearly 400 branches qualify for the rebate. It's worth up to $1,355 for a 4-year license. Tecumseh Legion Branch 261 says the savings will go directly back into programs and services that support veterans, their families, and the local community. Check out all your local news updates online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And of course, a high-profile issue this week in particular is about flooding. I hear now Lakeshore is stepping in to help residents.
Yes, which this is a good thing for residents. The municipality is launching an extra garbage pickup to help get rid of any debris from the storm last weekend. This will begin Tuesday morning. You are asked to still follow garbage pickup rules, putting your waste in a hard-sided container or garbage bag. Don't stack the containers and tie the bags. Make sure they weigh less than 45 pounds and take out any sharp or dangerous items. Lakeshore is asking anyone affected to give the municipality a call so they can continue to follow up. And in our social spotlight tonight, this might just be the coolest functioning toy car I have ever seen. This vehicle was built out of Lego, believe it or not. 23 specialists from McLaren and Lego used more than 340,000 bricks, taking more than 8,000 hours to build the replica of the McLaren P1. After it was built, F1 driver Lando Norris took it for a spin. This is insane, Michelle. Did you have any idea that you could make functioning cars out of Lego?
I didn't, and my jaw dropped. Yeah. Specifically, Lego, F1, Lando Norris, like all these things. My son Ashton would love this.
And I did
what
think
an incredible
of your kids.
thing.
I was like, your boys would probably both love this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like, I remember you mentioning the Lego was all the hype back in the day.
It's a huge deal, right? When they were growing up, and it continues to be with this whole partnership with F1. Yeah. I can't believe he can drive it.
It's crazy, I know.
But can they go the speeds that F1 goes? Probably
that I don't know. Probably not.
Probably
you might lose a brick or two.
Yeah, maybe. All right, thanks so much. That's what's happening now. And a first of its kind World Cup finale is bringing sports and culture together on the world stage. The halftime lineup up next. Boy, things really deviated from the morning sky.
Yeah.
Really turned quickly this afternoon.
Morning looked beautiful. And then by about 2 o'clock, we saw the clouds moving in. By 3, started to see some rain. I think, Michelle, there's still a possibility of some isolated showers this evening. I think the worst of it is over for at least extreme southwestern Ontario. And then tomorrow we'll see another wave potentially on a cloudy day. A high of about 28 or 29, feels like 36. If we do see showers, it's in the afternoon. Cloudy on Saturday, up to 29, and then it's just sunny and beautiful, really, from Sunday through to Thursday, a 5-day stretch, where the average temperature is about 31, almost 32. It's going to be sunny next week, so Yeah, it looks great. So some more rain. The gardens need it. Growers need it, but the weekend's looking great.
Well, and that's always a good thing when the weather is good on the weekend.
This is
a little
true.
lousy during the week, we can handle. All right, thank you so much, Gary. And Travis Fortnum joins me now. You're working for us for late. What have you got for us?
Yeah, we have a story out of Sarnia tonight. You may remember a city councillor there came under investigation over social media posts about an Indigenous art display at City Hall. Now the findings are in, and his reaction, I quote, "Put that in your pipes and smoke it." We'll explain tonight at 11.
All right, definitely intrigued by that one. Thank you so much, Travis. And finally, for all of us tonight, the World Cup finale is going to be a global affair, no matter which two teams will make it to the final match. And superstar Justin Bieber has been added as a performer in the halftime show.
If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it.
This will be the first halftime show in World Cup history. The Canadian superstar will join Madonna, Shakira, and BTS, bringing together global artists on one of the world's biggest stages, celebrating sports alongside culture. Coldplay, Bruno Boy, Gustavo Dudamel, and the Muppets will also appear during the 11-minute-long performance. The final will take place Sunday, July 19th at New York, New Jersey Stadium. That is quite the lineup.
That is a huge lineup. I literally just had a reaction there because I thought it was already so big, and then the Muppets too. What are they going to?
I thought you were reacting because I kind of botched the name there.
That's fine.
We're
I'm
just
sure
going
they'll
to keep
forgive
going
you.
over it. Still an exciting lineup, right?
Muppets all the way. I mean,
Well, and a Canadian
yeah,
is
Canada
going
well
to be there. That's great. I
Bieber,
love it.
yeah, of course, yeah, I'm liking that.
Well, on behalf of the dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you so much for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
I'll see you then.